Alright, good afternoon, everyone. So another day in the market. I wasn't able to record the morning session because it was raining outside, so I couldn't find a private place. I was away from the house, and I forgot my mic, so I decided to record it without speaking, and ended up it's just easier for me to just talk over it. But we had PPI this morning, and Powell speaking. So I don't know what Powell said. I'll listen to his speech, but I wasn't trading. I was just tape reading Powell's speech, and I decided to wait until 12, which, to be honest, was a bad idea. I shouldn't have even traded today, but I decided that I would wait till after his speech to trade. But anyways, the prior number was negative 0.1%, and they anticipated to go up to 0.3%. Instead, it went up to 0.5%, which is bad. So if the PPI is similar to CPI, but CPI measures the inflation for a basket of goods that a family is paying for, while PPI is measuring how much I believe this is it, how much it's growing for, like, if a business is selling a basket of good, how those prices are being influenced, how much the selling prices are actually going up. If I might have gotten that wrong, but I just know that higher PPI leads to inflation. So it's generally higher inflation. So generally the interest rates tend to go up when there's higher PPI. But despite this, the market still rallied. Now, maybe Powell said something. I don't think it's because Powell said something. I'm seeing a lot of things that we saw back in 2021 and into 2022, where we had a big a bear year. So I'm not really trusting these higher prices. I think they're being pumped up to get people excited and into the market because we're headed for some bad news and some big retracements. But it is a presidential year, so if they want to devalue the currency and keep markets up, that's also a possibility. But anyways, you see currently we're way above that 50%. It looks like we're going to close up here, so that is potentially what might happen, and a bearish bias may no longer be favored currently. So it's possible to go up to this buy side liquidity up here and make a new all-time high. But we've taken out sell side on the PPI release, and we rejected and created an order block at 9:30. So going to the 10 o'clock hour, I wanted to see higher prices, the buy side liquidity. I was also noticing how the dollar was very bearish, came down to fill this breakaway gap, and it was down here, and I didn't really expect it to retrace much, but I wanted to see it start to retrace a little bit, which it did, but not enough. It mostly just really consolidated. So in the smaller time frame, I don't know where the trade went. Somehow the trade disappeared. Wow. What the heck? There you go. Alright, so in the morning, I saw the 9:30 open rally up. Now immediately as it rallied up above this dump lower, above these relative equal highs, it didn't come all the way up to this high, but I thought, okay, there is potential for us to reverse and then to start to seek back down to some of these lows and clear up some of these fair value gaps. We fell short of that and just consolidated. I was just tape reading it, and we immediately and we had S&T too. Like, it was pretty convincing that we might be going lower, but I didn't trust anything because it's Powell speaking. Anything could happen, and we ran up very quickly. Again, there was nothing certain about this because the dollar was bearish. It wasn't all one-sided. It went higher, and we quickly filled this range back in. Now, I was in there and I said, okay, well, this is a complete balanced price range. Now we would want to see it expand lower, and we're above the midnight open, and we would want to go down beneath the midnight open and clear up some of these lows. But no, instead what happened was we came back to a 15-minute order block. Well, we on the 15-minute chart, we came all the way back beneath this up close candle into this order block here. Bodies are staying above 50%, so watch that. And we came all the way back up near the high, failed to make a new high, and then expanded lower again, leaving order blocks here. So that up close candle there was an order block, and then price retraced into this 15-minute fair value gap. So that was my model. I saw 15-minute PD array. We're above the midnight open, and on the 5-minute chart, you've got displacement. I wanted to see this up close candle act as a 5-minute order block. We had a 5-minute breaker with this high, low, higher, high. So down here, so everything I wanted to see for a model was there, and then we expanded lower down to 50% of the order block. Right, so I went short. Right in here. Initially, I thought of going short above these highs, right around here, but it was too scary for me to trust, and I didn't want to be holding on to it if it didn't work, because my stop losses are usually 20 points. I didn't want to hold on to it this whole time. This is a pretty big range. I shouldn't have traded, because usually what I try and aim for is just take a piece of a big range, and so I was actually thinking this would go a lot lower, at least the midnight open. So I thought I was really just gonna get a piece and had my take profit at 20 points, but instead it ended up just moving about 20 points from when I entered. And on the 32nd, I was looking to get, this was initially where I wanted to enter on this fair value gap, but I missed it. So it came up in there in like 2 seconds, and then it went lower. So that would have worked if I had put a 20-point take profit here. So that would have worked, but unfortunately I missed it. And so because my stop loss initially was around these highs, it was still 12.5 points, which usually is 20 points, so I could still weather the drawdown. So I decided to get in when price closed beneath this inverse fair value gap. So I got in right there, and then it came back a little bit on me, and then it expanded lower down towards this low. And now my rules say that when we make a new, so the range I'm entering on, which is right this range, if it's been 15 minutes, I need to put my stop loss to break even. And if we're still consolidating within that range, well, we weren't, so I'm not going to touch that rule. But one of my rules when I'm in a trade is if we leave and we're 15 minutes into the trade and price comes back, break even stop. But because there was not much volatility and it was lunch hour, I decided not to follow that rule, and it came back and I paid for it. I held on to this trade for over an hour, and I did move down my stop. So initially I moved it down to here, just 10 points, and then I moved it down to here when it got around this area, and then I moved it down to 2 points after it came back and left again. So I moved it down to 2 points, right just above this high. And once it got down here and it nearly made a new low, then it came back up, stopped me out right there. Actually looks like it was stopped me out right here. Yeah, so 2 points. But then I decided to get back in, which was a mistake. I said I'll get back in with the normal stop loss. So I put 10 points, and then I got stopped out. And it happens. But I lost about $200.80. That's the account balance up there. That was the second trade that I took on this account. Now, I was very disappointed because we were nearly at take profit, and instead it came back, stopped me out, and it felt like I lost everything. Because I was imagining when price was down here, my account balance being now 25,879, minus commissions. So I was really imagining that and be like, oh, I have it, it's there, and I just might only need one more trade to get the funded mark, the 1,500 mark. But no, instead it came back, took it away from me, and stopped me out. And I was very disappointed, but I shouldn't have traded today, and it's better than losing $400. Like, at least I only lost $200. $400 is what I normally use. So, I should have stopped when I only lost $40 at 2 points here, and should not have went back in, but according to my rules. But I will break my rules sometimes, and it's not okay, and it's good that I'm realizing that, hey, I broke my rules and I didn't keep trading, because most people would have tried to keep trading and make it back, and I instead turned off the charts and went to the gym, did something else. So now I'm back, and I was thinking about all of it, and I was pretty upset in the moment, but it's good that I had lost. I'm gonna lose some, and guess what? My account is still in profit, and so there's nothing to worry about. There's absolutely nothing to worry about. There are more days to trade this week, and there will be more opportunities to look for trades. There's nothing to be fearful about, nothing to be upset about, and yeah. So it's not about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward, and how much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done. So anyways, that's all for today.